Hi everyone, Manuela Marcheggiani from Isomers Skincare. Welcome to our channel, the channel where we discuss everything about skin, skincare, ingredients, and issues. So today, we're going to talk about how to treat blackheads. So what are blackheads? So you look in your skin, you can zoom into the mirror and you start seeing these little blackheads. So blackhead is basically a follicle, a pore, that is filled up with sebum, oil. And the sebum that sits on the surface, that's the closest that you're seeing, is interacting with the oxygen, all right, the air, and that is turning it black. So basically, the sebum has oxidized and it becomes black. And now, this sebum is plugged in there, so it's kind of stuck in that follicle. Doesn't matter how much you scrub the surface of your skin. It won't get rid of your blackhead. It may make it look a little bit less dark on the surface because you're kind of moving it around. And if you go in and you squeeze it and you try to get that oil out and you're getting that blackhead out as well, chances are though, what's happening in your follicle is that the sebum just builds up over time again. So it fills up, it hits the surface, it oxidizes, turns black, and there you have a blackhead again. So it's kind of a bit of a vicious cycle. So how to treat blackheads, especially if you're prone to blackheads. First of all, your cleanser. What kind of cleanser you're going to use? Now, salicylic acid is your best friend for if you have blackheads. And that's a beta hydroxy acid. And the reason is, salicylic acid has the ability to go inside the pore, inside the follicle. It goes into that hole where the blackhead is. It goes into that. And it liquefies or dissolves that sebum, causes it to be looser and more liquid, which means that it can leave or melt out of the pore, right? So when you think about that, if you have a block of fat that's stuck in your skin and you liquefy, you change it from a solid into a liquid, it can then release easier. Salicylic acid has the ability to do that. That's why it is such a good thing to use when you have blackheads, right? So what type of cleanser are you going to use? You're going to use a cleanser that contains some beta hydroxy acid, BHA, salicylic acid in it. That's one of the things you're going to do. You're going to gently exfoliate your skin. So you're going to try to clean up those dead dry cells on the top, because even those cells on the top, maybe they're preventing the oils from coming through. So you want your beta hydroxy to go in there, loosen things up. You also don't want any kind of blockage on the surface. So any kind of exfoliation. I like, for example, from Isomers, we make our daily exfoliating cleanser. It was designed exactly for that reason. It contains beta hydroxy acids. Originally we had started using willow bark in there, salicylic acid, and then we had gentle beads in there. So you get a bit of that exfoliation, a bit of that liquefying in there, and that's really important. So that's how you're going to cleanse. Then what are you going to do on your skin? Cleanse your skin properly. You want to hydrate your skin properly, but before you hydrate, you're going to use something like I do in the daytime. I use a beta hydroxy serum. I use a serum that contains salicylic acid just to keep that lipid from building up, right? So you want to have it on your skin, especially if you're prone to blackheads. At nighttime, I use a retinol. And the reason why we're using the retinol, it's going to dry your skin out a little bit in the sense of not the moisture, in the sense of the oils. It's going to break that down a little bit and dry out the oils a little bit, because you can dry your skin of moisture accidentally when you're trying to regulate your oil. So it's really important. So I like to use a retinol, a microdose retinol with a little bit of azelaic acid, because that's good for cell turnover, and niacinamide, which is really good because that's really good for regulating sebum, regulating that oil in your skin. In the daytime, using a beta hydroxy with a niacinamide is really good for keeping that buildup from happening, but also regulating the oils. That's really important. Azelaic acid is really good too for blackheads, because it just helps with that cell turnover. And it's also going to help with brightening the overall look, because a lot of times with blackheads, you'll notice a dullness or a dirtiness to your skin. So how else are you going to treat blackheads? Once or twice a week, use a mask. Not always a drying mask. Sometimes you can use a mask that's detoxifying, so if you're something with a charcoal, but sometimes use a mask that's moisturizing with a hyaluronate, because you don't want to just have the oil being addressed, you also want the moisture being addressed. And that's gonna help too. If you have a little bit of an equilibrium with your skin, oil and water, that helps with blackheads. I also found that what helps with blackheads is regular washing of your skin. Wash in the daytime, wash in the nighttime, twice a day. Don't overdo it, okay? Make sure that your pillowcases are clean, so do your laundry at least once a week. Flip your pillowcases over midway during the week. Don't sleep with your makeup on. Use a fresh towel every day. Okay, that's also really important because dirty towels, dirty pillows, dirty linen, that also affects your skin as well. I think that's about it. I think those are all the tips that I had for you today for how to treat blackheads. If you've got any other kind of solution for blackheads or questions on blackheads, please feel free to leave a comment below. I look forward to all your questions and comments, and thank you so much for spending time with us today, and have a great day.